We are live. I'm in such a silly mood right now. I'm like, so just warning you guys. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Elizabeth Cheever, Divine Creatrix. And this was kind of a last minute thing that we decided to do. Oh, do I need to mute? I need a silly mood right now. So just warning you guys. Okay. Hello, everyone. Do you need to mute your YouTube?
I need my YouTube.
Yeah.
I really do. Let's figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Is it muted? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. I just paused it. Hopefully I can still see the chat.
Or you can press the mute.
Okay, there we go.
All right. I was saying that this is kind of a really super last minute thing that came up for me. And last night I was getting information about all the grief going on. I was channeling Kali Ma, and Kali Ma was like, you should schedule it now. You should schedule the channeling now. She said that last night, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. What if I don't feel like doing it tomorrow? And then of course I felt like doing it, and I was like, Elizabeth, do you want to channel with me? And you had an interesting meditation as well that I'd like you to talk about. But yeah, we just got together like super last minute, felt it was important for us to come together and answer people's questions. Everyone let us know how you're feeling, what has been coming up for you, and then we can channel just a hodgepodge of spirits that would like to chime in too.
Yeah, so we've both been tuning into all the collective grief and people being terrified of being alone, everything going on. Today was such amazing timing. I finished a really deep, I'm going to say astral journeying meditation at exactly 1:11 Pacific time. And that was the moment Alanna texted me, do you want to go live and channel today? I'm like, yes. So surprise, guys. And I can say in my personal life, I've been dealing with themes of grief and just deep heartache that's been with me for years. And I'm very human and in here with you. And my meditation was very interesting. I was I was still awake and in a meditative state in the astral. I was in a cave and Shiva was with me. And I saw before me, it was like an Indiana Jones movie where there were a whole bunch of snakes and they were wrapped around each other like in a ball. And I was being explained that was the ball of snakes was patterning, was culture, was subconscious belief systems, and cycles, like the victim, martyr, perpetrator cycle, abuse cycles, child abuse cycles. And each snake was wrapped around each other in such a tight ball, like a mass that could not be untangled. And the serpent around Shiva's neck suddenly became this giant cobra, maybe like 10 feet, much bigger than my human body. And it reached out and it devoured this whole entanglement of snakes. And then the cobra went back to peacefully around Shiva's neck. And then it crawled onto my arm and around my neck. And it felt so loving. And this cobra reached up and brushed its body against my face like a cat would. And I could see and feel its tongue flickering, but it was very, very loving. Channeling Shiva, he does not speak often, what he said to me in meditation. I am viewed as the destroyer of worlds, but more accurately, I am the destroyer of world views, of patterns, cycles, belief systems that no longer serve. I am the devourer and destroyer of systems. And it felt incredibly loving and nurturing and supporting. And then he went on to explain in detail everything that was happening. So I'm going to be channeling Shiva today and answering some questions. And I hope you enjoyed me sharing the meditation. I don't often share those, but it was such a powerful experience for me.
Profound. Yeah. I have Kali Ma and Yeshua, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeshua is in a very silly, playful mood, and that's what I'm picking up on. But then we also have Kali Ma, who can be very dry and serious. So depending on who asks questions and everything, depending on your questions, we'll see who comes through. I would like to share something that Kali Ma said when I asked about grief and why so many are grieving. I wrote like really rough notes as I was like listening to what she was channeling, so forgive me if I like slip up a bit. So this is from Kali Ma. Deep integration, healing parts of ourselves and digging in the crevices, like a deep cleaning, like a flushing out of toxins. And Kali Ma compares it to when your physical body is fighting off an illness and when you get the chills and you're uncomfortable for that reason, but it is for your highest good. And you may want to naturally do things for comfort, for example, like drinking alcohol, indulging in other things just to make you comfortable, but try to focus on more high vibrational things to keep you lighter, to help with that integration that you're feeling right now. And she also says, what you're naturally gravitating towards, like alcohol, drugs, sugar, might put you deeper into despair as you're feeding into that energy more. And remember that you aren't that emotion, you aren't what you are feeling right now, but to allow it to go through you. And what she wants to talk about is what that means to allow emotions to go through us, and how to tell if what we are feeling is indeed ours or someone else's or the collective. And with that said, I'll give you a quick response. If you're feeling it, part of it is yours. But it's also very important for you to be mindful about what you're reading, the stuff that you're looking at online. There's a lot of fear-based stuff that we're seeing online and very little positive stuff about how many people are recovering from this virus and what the communities are doing. So be mindful about what you're pouring into your system right now. Is it fear-based? Or is it love? How is your body reacting to it? Is it causing your body to go through shocks and crying or not? So let's get into your questions, and Elizabeth, anything you wanted to talk about?
Yeshua is very talkative. Happy Easter portal. Yeshua wants to remind us that the body is a very faithful, loving, loyal servant of our soul, and that you can use your body to help you with discernment, whether it's news or prophecies or things on your social media feeds. If you're feeling migraines or pain or pressure, if it makes you feel powerless, anxiety, or depressed, anything that makes you feel powerless or like the world is chaotic and out of control. You have discernment, and a lot of physical things will occur. Some of these more powerful emotional states, especially grief and anxiety, can be showing you what you're bringing into yourself as your energetic diet. And if things don't align with you, to have stronger boundaries. Back to the simpler, is it love-based or fear-based? And how it makes you feel, and if it's healthy for you, if you're honoring your mind, your emotions, and your own needs.
Absolutely. We have a question from Corey. Did I really come here to learn about all this darkness and watch it be exposed? Is that a rhetorical question? That's what Kalima wants to know. She also has other questions as well, but I don't know why I was drawn to that one initially. But yes, you are really here. And that is not the only reason you are here. But let me know if that's an actual question or rhetorical.
Oh. Corey. Shiva is showing the balance of darkness and light, creation and destruction. In spiritual terms, people are saying the veil is being removed to problems that have gone on Earth for thousands upon thousands of years, such as crimes against children, sex trafficking, etc. Humanity is facing all of these things, the great unveiling of the darkness, so that we can consciously choose differently. And all souls that are incarnated on this time, that is something they are participating in, are all these things being shown. So collectively, we are shifting. And we are shifting within ourselves, within our lifestyle change, within our cultures, within what it means to be human and how we want to live our lives. So yes, seeing the darkness and seeing what simply no longer works and no longer serves humanity is a part of what is happening.
She also says, would they speak about what their definition of the Great Awakening is? I thought it was something completely different than what it is.
Yeshua, dear one, the Great Awakening, it is not one single event like lightning from the sky. It is a shift. It is a great remembrance. There are many different timelines and collectives and dimensions on your multidimensional planet. All beings are experiencing it differently. No person can say an exact event will happen guaranteed on a specific date or time, for that is non-reality. It'll be experienced differently. The Great Awakening, as you call, is a return to God within, a return to humanity, remembering their power, remembering that they are source and form, and what it means to be divine and to be in a physical form. It is a great remembering, a great shift, rather than a singularity or an event. I hope this answers your question, dear one.
I have Yeshua with me as well. And he has an opening statement. He says, "Greetings, dear ones. I come to you with a message of peace, joy, and bliss. For I know that some of you are hurting, grieving, feeling many things that the collective are feeling at this time. And it is my mission to bring you hope today. It is my mission for you to feel the vibrancy and the giddiness through this channel that she is feeling today. For we are not all here together for no reason at all. You are all here in each and every one of our presence for a reason. For we are all channels, and we all radiate our emotions and how we are feeling. And people look to us for that. So how do you choose to live today? Do you choose to honor yourselves? Do you choose to honor the feelings that you are creating? How do you feel about living with yourself in this state? It's time to be honest with yourselves. For if you are feeling joy, then be joyful. And if you are feeling sad, then be sad. Your grief shows up in all different ways. For I'm here with you, always. My dog is also in a very giddy mood as well, so I'm very sorry. She's like trying to play with me in the background, which is unusual for her. So Yeshua's got us all pumped up right now. We answered the Great Awakening question, right? You answered that?
Corey, yeah.
Okay. Monica says, I started picking up stressful energies last year. Could we be picking up these energies earlier of what is happening today? What Yeshua is saying is there is no space and time for what you were feeling. There is no before. There is no after. There is a now. So, and Kali Ma is spicy right now. So my disclaimer is she's trying to determine the relevancy of what the feelings were last year versus what's happening today. So if we can go deeper within your question about what you are truly asking. Are you asking if those stressful energies were your stressful energies or if you were picking up collective? Is it about not taking ownership of what you were feeling? My apologies for Kali Ma's directness.
And here's Lilith. Lilith is very directly stating that all of us, anything you feel is in fact your feelings. That yes, many are sensitive. You feel the collective, but if you are feeling it and experiencing it, it is a part of you as well. Otherwise, you would not be aware of it or capable of perceiving it so strongly. And she's showing me a volcano and just pressure. And so many are feeling grief and heartache, like congestion and migraine in the head, that denying emotional states are your emotions or trying not to feel them, going, I'm just feeling the collective energy. Oh, the world's just in chaos. If you disassociate and go, oh, that's not mine. I'm just absorbing. I'm just an empath. Oh, this is just someone else. The pressure will build up until it crushes you. that yes, Yeshua said it beautifully. If you are joyful, be joyful. If you are in grief, be in grief. If you feel enraged of the harms to the children, to the planet, to the way humanity has conducted itself, allow yourself to be angry. Whatever you are feeling, it is your feeling. And suppressing it is only causing great prolonged suffering. This is why you cannot stand to be alone with yourselves, because you must admit these feelings you don't want to feel. They are a part of you. But once you can acknowledge it is your feeling, allow yourself to go into it. Maybe just spend 10 minutes and go, I'm going to feel whatever I need to feel. Even if it feels like absolute shit, I'm going to let myself feel it. You do not have to do deep, unending shadow work or wallow or let painful emotions consume you, but allow yourself to feel it. If you are angry, let yourself be angry. If you are in grief or heartache, acknowledge you are hurting. Whatever you feel, acknowledge it and accept it as your feelings. That is the only way through. I am Lilith, and I will not apologize.
Brandy says, I am in rage. Kalima says, good. What is that rage telling you? How is that rage going through you right now? Are you trying to run away from that rage? Are you saying, no, rage, like you're not serving me, so I don't want to feel you? What are you doing with this feeling? There's so many times that we are trying to solve something so quickly because we don't want to feel it. We think that this feeling is disgusting, so we try to get rid of it as quick as possible. But there are no timelines to this, and then there are no timelines to our grief either. The more we want to try to run from it, the more we try to hide from it, the more we will feel it, and the longer it will take. So what is that grief? What is that rage communicating to you, Brandy? And how would you like to visualize that rage? How can you, she's saying physicalize, that's not a word. How would you like to formulate that rage? How can we express that rage in a safe and loving way?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeshua is saying, remember to do something light and loving for yourself too. Remember to just take a bath and with Epsom salt, and he's showing you just like lovingly caressing yourself too. You can be in rage and also just remembering to love yourself and to touch yourself and put creams on yourself and just remember what brings you delight. And he's showing me like you smelling particular scents as well. Acknowledging the rage that you have within yourself and also remembering the beauty that is within your life too. And that's really a message of gratitude as well. Being rageful, being angry, these are all purposeful and useful feelings. And gratitude, because without gratitude, that's when things can spiral. So let's be grateful for our rage. Let's be grateful for our range of emotions that we're feeling. And how can we be light and more playful is what Yeshua was saying. And he's just really like showing me the juxtaposition of the rage and the playfulness, because Kali Ma and Yeshua are coming through me, and which is just bizarre. And I have my dog also just playing with her toys in the background too. So it's truly just like showing me like the both ends of things. And have I talked too much?
I'm going to jump in. I love that state I was in was both Yeshua and Kali, the first channeling we did together. And it's beautiful energy. I have something very specific for people who are experiencing anger and rage. This is, I'm going to say, a guided meditation and practice you can do on your own when there is so much anger and rage. And I can say this is something I've dealt with in my personal life from being physically assaulted. And, I've come to beautiful forgiveness practices, but you have to acknowledge rage and anger are there, and to be able to fully feel that rage and express it, not physically, but in a way to acknowledge that is there and work through it. So my guides took me through this journey work meditation a few hours ago, and I'd like to share it with you now. Pele is going to be a dominant guide. She is the Hawaiian Polynesian volcano goddess. I see her with jet black flowing hair, yellow eyes, very similar to a Lilith energy. As that you are in a cave, you are deep within the earth and the darkness, but you allow yourself to feel and to express that you are safe. To feel, to express, to release all the pressure and pain when grief and rage feel mixed as one emotion. And in this meditation, you are surrounded by many indigenous dancers, music and sound. They may dance, they may sing praises, they may dance chaotically and wildly or thrash about. You can allow yourself to sit stilly, or you can move and shake your body. And in this meditative state, allow from your heart, release the grief, the rage, the anger. I want you to visualize it as lava, and from deep in the earth, what it feels like that you are safe, that you are not causing harm in the physical world, but you release. And you see the lava streaming out of your chest, out of the mountain. And yes, volcanoes are a force of destruction, but I wish you to see the beauty, like my Hawaiian Islands, that from the release, new land is formed, like a volcano under the ocean that makes new islands. And you can see what is being formed afterwards. A new island, a new creation. After these emotions are finally released safely, you allowed yourself to feel them, to release them. You let it all explode as lava out of you. You released all the pressure and the pain. What forms now? Like beautiful photography of seeing steam arise from the ocean, the fire and the water elements balancing, nurturing, and holding each other in perfect flow and synchrony as a new volcanic island arises from the ocean. And then in this meditation, I would like you to visualize yourself as that newly formed island. What kind of tropical paradise will you be? That island could be full of plants and birds and beautiful and protected by the ferocity of Pele, protected in boundaries, that your boundaries will not be violated, that this is brand new earth, new life, a new beginning for yourself. How do you nurture it? How do you care for it? It is a new creation as your life is. Once the painful emotions are released, focus on what you are creating. And this can be your safe haven in meditation. You may go and visit the new beautiful island of your creation. I hope this meditation helps all who are in rage.
Thank you. Brandy said she just doesn't want to feel anymore.
Yeshua said, it's okay. Give yourself a break. It is not endless shadow work. You do not have to, you are not here to suffer, my dear Brandy. You do not exist only for processing pain. You can play, find something playful and joyful, a sound, a scent. Find one thing that brings you pleasure and enjoy it. I am proud of you for all the work you have done for yourself and all others. But you do not have to dive into the pain consistently. Allow yourself to play. Balance it. Give yourself breaks, or say, for 30 minutes a day, I will feel and deal with the pain. And the rest of the time is to remember what it's like to just be me and to feel good. You have the right. You are worthy of your dreams. You are worthy of a life that feels good, of joy, of love. Remember the love that you are.
Yeah, she was reminding me of what just a few days ago I said I need something lighthearted. So I started rewatching Archer, the animation that's on FX. Just something to make me laugh and like remind me of some good memories when I was traveling to California and watched it with my friends for the first time, and they thought it was hilarious. And just a reminder that things don't, this is a serious situation. I'm not saying that it's not, but a reminder that things don't have to be so serious and deep and heavy all the time. And that I can say, I'm just going to do something stupid for a bit. And sometimes that's what you need to do. Sometimes you need to take a break from other people who possibly need your support a bit, but you need to support yourself first and prioritize your needs and your love for yourself. So hopefully that helps, Brandy. And I'm sending you a lot of love.
Mm.
I'm sorry you're hurting.
I've spent a couple weeks in very painful, deep spiraling, the worst of this human lifetime. I relate, and I'm sending you all so much love. And when you feel spiraling or overwhelmed by these emotions, Yeshua shows up to me. He'll sometimes wear an outfit from the Joker movie and be like, why so serious? Or comic glasses. And he'll be just above and beyond extra to make me laugh for no reason or feel playful, just to have a little breaks in that day. And whether it's watching cat videos on YouTube or anything that makes you laugh, laughter will immediately raise your vibration. Sometimes in pain, it's hard to instantly jump to gratitude, but to humor, to laughter, to just something that makes you smile, to take you out of that spiral, that deeper cycle.
Yeah. And when you're feeling that grief or that rage or that sense of spiraling and nothing comes to you in terms of what to do that will make you feel a little bit more joyful, then you can ask to connect with Yeshua, to connect with Yeshua's energy, and just feel the sense of peace that may come over you for even a moment. The other day, I was grieving and crying and just like in bed, and I asked to connect with Yeshua and just feel the love that he feels for me. And then I fell asleep. I took a nap for like maybe an hour or two, and then I woke up and I just felt refreshed. I felt like he had done like a big clearing on me while I was in the sleep state. So.
And that's wonderful advice. And I would share that whether it's Archangel Michael or Yeshua or whatever ascended master or guide you feel most aligned to and closest to, you can ask them for comfort, for support, for their energy to help hold your body and emotions. Know that you're never alone and how deeply you are loved.
I feel like Mary Magdalene might be a good one for you, Brandy.
And Brandy said there's this pain in her heart. She doesn't know what it is. There's so many different emotions to it. And I'm hearing Miriam saying that it is pain, it is heartache, it is grief, and maybe things from many lifetimes. You know, do not lose the battle with your mind to overanalyze where it is or what it comes from. It is pain in your heart space. That is enough to know, and you may choose to release it. You have felt it for long enough. It is not your identity. The trauma, the pain, the hurt, the crushing feelings, they are not who or what you are. And if you release your memories, these cycles will not repeat. You may release it. You can choose to release it and know that you are safe, that you may have strong boundaries, that you are loved, and you deserve your own love to be returned to you and reflected. You are safe to release it. You may request my love and Yeshua's to feel our love in your heart space, and then to feel Brandy's love for Brandy. Feel yourself with your own love. We are all supporting you and with you.
Yeshua brings up energetic maintenance and reminding everyone that while it's important to feel your emotions, it's also important to remember how to maintain our aura energetically by doing aura cleanses, by meditating. And I know, like, when you're feeling really sad, that's probably the last thing that you want to do. But honestly, it's probably the first thing that you need to do in terms of connecting with yourself. Remember to breathe as well. He keeps showing me for you bathing and water. So perhaps there's cleansing that you can do in water that will be really helpful for you. He says like a baptism in a way. But there are specific things that everyone can do on a daily basis to help integrate and clear these energies, these emotions that you're feeling. Brandy said she hasn't meditated in 2 days. Yep, get on it. Kali Ma's like, come on, get on it, girl. I forgot. Yeshua said something else. Oh, okay. Moving your body, being physical, taking a walk or running in place. And sometimes we just need to stretch as well. And I know that we have moments like, it's okay if you want to sit and be a blob. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not calling anyone a blob. Sometimes I just want to sit and be a blob. But then I need to remind myself, okay, I need to move around, and because I know that will help me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when energies become overwhelming, dance, walk, stretching, moving the body, water and saltwater baths are helpful to move energy, and daily practices are more important than ever, especially since the world has lost their sense of normal and structure. These are very, very important. And just to open your windows in your home and get fresh air, or something simple as lighting a candle, as long as you're doing it for yourself in these practices. There are countless modalities, but they're all helpful. And Yeshua is showing me a specific, for people in crisis, a specific meditation. Just to take a deep breath in, exhale, say the word one. Breath in, breath out, one. to never count beyond the number 1, because this cycle breaks up spiraling thoughts. If you are an emergent thought energy or crisis, or feel like you can't breathe, just to take a breath in, to exhale, 1. In, out, 1. In, out, 1. In, out, 1. Because this immediately halts the cycle. It is simple, and it will halt and stop the cycle. Another tool I am being shown for anxiety is to take your thumb and just squeeze it with your fist as such, until you feel your heartbeat in your thumb, that this will lower. A point is activated. It will lower this racing sensation in your heart. And by reconnecting and feeling your own heartbeat, it brings you back into your body. Miriam is showing me the importance of touch. We need connection. Humans are made for connection. And so many, we are triggered like we could physically die without a hug, without a touch, that it's very important to put lotion on yourself, give yourself self-massage, even if you are touching your face, doing your makeup, to find ways to connect and ground in your body, even if you're rubbing your own feet before you go to sleep, but to connect and ground in the body and provide touch and nurturing, whether it's a fluffy blanket or sensations, that these can help us feel connected and held.
Yeshua is showing me putting your hand on your heart and just breathing and paying attention to your heartbeat and slowing it down a little bit, because in these times I'm sure our hearts are racing, and just paying attention, focusing on the speed of our heartbeat and just breathing deeply in and out and slowly all the way through your body. Brandy, also Epsom salt keeps coming up as well. Taking salt baths will help with the clearing.
And Brandy said, I need permission to let go of that pain. Yeah. It's already subsided. And it's like, yes, you ultimately give yourself the permission to release it once and for all. Allow it to be released. There is no safety in holding on to pain.
Kalima says you have the option of throwing yourself a pity party and staying in this state, or you can acknowledge that you're ready to release it. Either one is fine. Say that with love.
Yeah, and Lilith is saying, you can stay in, all of you can stay in your pain as long as you want, as long as you need. Only you choose when it is felt completely, when it is ready to release. If it needs to be felt and acknowledged, if you are not ready to release, do not force yourself. Your heart, your soul will know and firmly yell from the mountaintops, enough is enough. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I am done. When you stand in my ferocity and say, I am done. I no longer want my life to feel like this anymore. That is the moment of release. Only you give yourself permission to release it. But you cannot force it. You cannot force a child when they're ready for potty training or when they're ready to know how to tie their shoes. Treat yourself like an innocent, divine child. Feel what you need to feel. You know when it is ready to release, or while you are still working through it. There is no shame, nothing wrong in either. You may continue to feel and allow as long as you need, or you can choose you are done to release and create something new. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The decision and permission of what you do is your sovereignty.
And saying the words when you are ready to release it, saying the words, I surrender. Surrendering is also something that keeps playing for me when I tap into you, your head. So when you're ready to surrender, and then make the choice after to change what you've been doing, start meditating again, because there's a reason that you haven't been doing it. And are you ready to do it again? Are you ready to care for yourself in that way?
I apologize for not keeping up on the chat. Corey, any advice to help me move the energy that is stuck in my right foot? What I'm seeing, Corey, do you have a tennis ball or exercise ball? I'm shown to like rub the ball on your foot and to kind of give yourself some self-massage, and just in meditation to give yourself permission to release whatever the body is storing, whatever memory or emotional state is stored in the foot.
I'm getting a really strange visual of Corey seated in a chair and just slamming down the heel of her right foot. And I'm trying to tap into something that's a bit more helpful than that visual, but it's very loud.
Yeah, Corey, my dear, this is your Lilith, Pele, all your fire energy, claim it that you are done with this, make your declaration to the universe that it's gone. That's all your fire energy getting activated. And if we miss some questions, please retype it.
Yes.
I'm trying to scroll up a little bit.
Kavita, did we answer your question? It seems like you said that it was answered, but you said, I think I got my answer, but please let us know. And anyone else who's just joined us, we are channeling. We have Kali Ma, Pele, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Lilith. Who else? I'm missing someone. Shiva.
Shiva. we're having an Easter party, guys.
So please ask your questions about your feelings, any grief that you're feeling, what you can do to clear them. Yeah.
Let's see.
Monica asked, how important is sun exposure? Will it help comfort us? Vitamin D is extremely important at this time. And that's through supplements, and that's also through going outside and looking at the sun gazing early in the day. Why? Because it energizes us. Not only it upgrades us energetically too, but it provides us with energy that we're not getting if we're sitting in the dark, sitting inside all day. So it's very important, if you can, to step outside for a few minutes a day, get that sunlight, or take vitamin D supplements.
And Yeshua is saying a lot of people live in places like our friend who just joined from England, that it's rainy or cold or not sunny, that even if the physical sun or sunlight isn't available on that day, in meditation, you can call on Yeshua, on Horus, on Ra, on Earth's physical sun itself, to feel that warmth, to feel that energizing, to feel the energy, that you can energetically connect to the sun, just as you can energetically connect with nature, even if you are inside your home or your favorite park is now restricted from access.
Morgan says, today I just seem to be struggling to allow myself to rest when there are so many things I want to get done. Well, you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeshua is saying the need for rest and to honor your body is just as much as a priority of anything else you wish to do. How can you accomplish anything if you do not honor the needs of your physical vessel?
I love how Yeshua, his responses are long and elaborate and beautiful, and Kali Ma is just
It's just like,
boom.
And
But also, I love that. That's why I love Kali Ma, because I have such a strong like fractal with her, but like I'm the same way largely too. I'm just like very direct in my answer.
and it's hilarious that anytime like you're so sweet and loving as Alanna, and anytime like, did I offend people as Polly? Like a Lilith just bust in the door and is harsher than both. It's such a beautiful combination, but everything is very loving and supporting.
Yes. Yeah. I always fear that someone is gonna like watch, like just jump into this live stream and hear me talking, hear me channeling Kali Ma, and not realize the context. So I always need to add that disclaimer. This is loving guys. Yasha was really using me to be like really silly and airheaded today. Like, I did not agree to this. I'm so distracted. I know. I heard that too. I want to be like, shut up. I want to be serious today.
Oh, and that's the thing. You can choose with your interactions with your friends. You can even tell Yeshua to sit in the corner for a moment. It's okay. we all have sovereignty.
Yeah. But I know that it's needed as well. So here you guys. I'll be silly.
I'm getting a really important message for from Mary Magdalene, Miriam. I'm going to abbreviate this. She's showing me that so many people feel like they're doing countless emotional labor, that we want connection so badly, but often it's in moments of anxiety, panic, or feeling like we'll die being alone that we reach out to others, that we're not mindful of our energy signature, or our frequency even, or if someone has the capacity, space, and time to hold us when we contact them, and just to be mindful of the connection. She's showing me a meditation practice that looking at someone's photo or imagining holding them in your arms or greeting them or hugging them and extending love and light from your heart space, that you wish to embrace and hold your loved ones, that we can meditate and connect and feel love from all around the world in this way. And also, she's very practical, like Isis, to have our boundaries, to tell people I'm seeking connection, or today, or I'm in an internal process and really need to be alone, that I'm working on myself. Let people know if you wish for connection or video chats or calls, or if you feel overwhelmed emotionally or energetically and need time to yourself. Be very direct and practical and communicate what your needs are, what your boundaries are, especially those who are of the Divine Mother Collective. The world does not need healing, fixing, or saving. All of you are source in a human body, having your own unique individual experiences. You do not have to sacrifice yourself for others or feel overwhelmed or drained. Put the mask on yourself before helping anyone else. You cannot give life force. You cannot give away all of your energy to make sure every single human you know is okay. That is neglect and sometimes very cruel to yourself. Going within means learning in very human terms, how to love yourself, how to honor yourself, how to make sure your mind, your body, your emotions, your spiritual practices, that every part of you is taken care of first, that you're honoring all of you before giving. When you are the love that you are, then you have extra to share and give. Do that from a loving space. But you are not responsible for carrying anyone else. You've got you, they've got them. And the whole universe is loving, supporting, and cheering you all on. Public service announcement from Miriam.
Kalima says, you may all need to put yourselves on a social media timeout, social media and news timeout, because and she's showing me like a grid of the news cycle just sparking fear, and the grid is just lighting up and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, what's happening, and freaking each other out. And one way to disconnect is to literally unplug yourself from that and stop watching it for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Stop reading the same tweets about people being scared and afraid and not knowing what's going to happen. It's not going to kill you if you remove yourself from that situation. You do not need to be connected to that grid 24/7. You can step in for a bit, observe, and then go away. She specifically said, run away, because you don't want to be attached for too long to those fear grids, is what she's calling them.
Yeah, Lilith is coming through and like showing me from the Matrix movie that social media and news is almost like a port in the back of your neck to fear, that it is destroying you in these painful emotions and chaos and fear cycles, that you need to unplug yourself. She's like, the whole world, all of humanity is in your homes in time out to go within, but so many are resistant. And she's joking, sort of, don't make me take away your internet. You will unplug yourself or I will unplug you. Chill, Lilith.
And Kalima says, see what happens when you are going through these moments of spiraling, and see what happens when you retreat to the resort in your own mind. And she's like, this is such a loving, like, really beautiful non-Kalima thing, but she's showing me like literally like a resort as you meditate and just like feeling the peace and calm and comfort of your own silence and literally retreating from the feared grids. So Brandy, it's so important that, and sorry, I'm calling you out because you said that you haven't meditated in a couple of days, so that's why you're coming to mind. That's why it's so important for us to be able to tune people out and go back to our home frequency. And one of the things you can do to connect to your home frequency is through meditation, through exercise, through music that has no words, just like listening to drumming, through shamanic journeying, all of that. Tune people out. It's important to, this is Kalima, of course, to not get in everyone else's mess. Stay within your mess for a day or two. We all have mess that we need to figure out. Let's not get distracted by everyone else's mess. Let's get in our mess. Because who's going to clean that up? No one else?
Only you.
So do we want our mess to be piled up? Like, and she's showing me like fields of junk. Are we going to let our mess continue piling up while we continue to peep into everyone else's mess? Because how are we going to help anyone else when we have all of our shit piled up?
And I think it was really beautiful. Kali was talking about your own frequency can be your resort, can be your paradise. And that feels so much in resonance with the meditation Pele gave, that after these painful emotions and patterns and cycles are released, you're creating a new volcanic tropical island, or you're creating new earth for yourself, a place to go in meditation, a place that's just yours and special, and to really enjoy what your own energy feels like.
Yeah.
And how you want it to create.
And that you can have some enjoyable moments while also acknowledging that there's grief and pain in this world. Both can exist at the same time.
Kavita, I don't watch TV and social media and it feels peaceful. It's totally different experience without media. Yeah. I personally do not own a TV for that reason.
Kavita also says, I asked, why am I feeling, again, heartache and intense pain of something I thought was gone? Is this pain a message I'm not getting? For me personally, Kalima, I would like you to be more specific in your questioning. That way I can tap more into the personal nature of this.
Lilith is sharing that just like the spiral of time, you have been releasing it piece by piece through many lifetimes. It is okay if it is not completely gone yet. Do not judge or shame yourself that, oh, I thought this heartache was healed, but it's resurfaced again. If it is still coming up, it is still to be felt and to be released when you choose to. But do not judge or shame yourself or get into the cycle of, I thought I healed this years ago. I thought I was done. I thought it was healed forever. As long as you are in a body, as long as all of us are in bodies or a human, we always heal, release, grow, expand, experience. Humanity is acting like a bunch of small children. Are we there yet? Are we done yet? Do I never have to feel a difficult emotion in my life again? That is not the nature of humanity. It is not all black and white, good or bad. Stop labeling emotions as destructive, negative, bad. If you are joyful, be joyful. If you are in grief, feel grief. If you are sad or angry, do not say, oh, those are bad, negative emotions I should not be feeling. I would not be. You are already enlightened, already ascended. God is within you. Experiencing negative emotions does not mean you are less enlightened. You are divinity in human form. Experience it all, grow and expand from all of it. Stop labeling, judging, good, bad, positive, negative. It is a feeling, it is an emotion, and all emotions serve. All experiences on this planet serve. And when you can release the negative associations with feeling pain or feeling a quote bad emotion, then you can move past it. Then you can feel it for the sake of feeling it, experience it for the sheer sake of experience, and release it. Do not judge it.
And Yeshua says, do not be so hard on yourself. You are doing beautifully. And simply because you are feeling an emotion that you do not want to feel does not mean that you are doing something wrong, or that you are not getting something, or that you do not understand something. Just be loving. More love is the answer. More love and caressing yourself. And more understanding that you are a divine being and that everything is perfect.
And I'll try. Lilith is literally on fire and very feisty today. So as Elizabeth, I'm apologizing if she's coming across a little harsh, but she's certainly being being very direct. And Kavita's statement, for the last 2 years, I thought I had processed it. It was gone for 2 weeks, but now I feel the pain in my heart again. And I'm going to share from my personal life as Elizabeth, that there are things I've been processing since 2015. Every energy modality, shamanic work, I have made such great progress, and I celebrate every way I've been healed. But sometimes, even when I'm joyful or in nature in the store, pain would hit me out of nowhere. No thoughts, just driving my car. And I would start crying spontaneously, or a harpoon in my chest, or feeling like I was struck by a truck. I can relate on a very human level to believing traumas were completely healed or gone, and these painful things from the past strike out of nowhere. This is happening very much on a collective level. This is something many are experiencing. And speaking in vulnerability as a person, often, yes, I am a channel and pretty much have Jesus Google 24/7, but we all feel and experience these things. And I'm feeling Yeshua so loving right now, that each and every one of us have healed and grown and expanded, that we deserve a party and a celebration, and to look down from the top of the mountain to see how far we've come, and to be gentle and loving and so proud of ourselves. Like a child who won their first award at school, to really congratulate ourselves for how far we've come. That the opposite energy of being judging, of going, well, I did all this work and I'm still in pain, feeling like you've done something wrong, shaming or judging yourself for experiencing painful emotions you don't want to feel. That is a cycle that is as damaging as watching news 24/7. And I see Yeshua in the background literally dancing and celebrating and just wanting to throw a big, big party. That celebrate yourselves, find the joy, find the moments in your life to go, wow, I'm really proud of myself, and to get into that frequency.
Hallie. Hi, Hallie. Long time no see. She asks what beliefs cause energy to get stuck into the head. Kali Ma has recently, she's had this thing where she just wants everyone to reword their questions. And same thing happened with Toni Morrison rewording their questions. So before I ask you to reword it, I'll ask Elizabeth if anything is coming through for her.
I hear Lilith saying many belief systems get stuck in the head. It is a belief system that is a patterning that is in the mind. That question is still vague. What I'm really tuning into, what Yeshua is saying, is going back to discernment. Before you accept something as your personal truth, to really look at it. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? How does it make me feel? And often we hear things or see things on social media or something from our parents or our culture, and it's ingrained as a pattern, as a truth, as just the way things are. We don't have a process of self-inquiry, and those patterns can cause mental suffering, programming, etc. But I'd like the question to be a little more tuned in, because this could go on multiple tangents everywhere.
Any more questions, guys? How's everyone doing? I asked Yeshua to turn down the silliness a little bit so I can focus. So you know.
And he's like, oh, I'll just jump over here.
Yeah.
Switchies.
You're welcome.
Okay. Kavitas was talking about it being difficult and being frozen in time.
Oh. Yeshua singing, let it go, let it go.
Not stuck there anymore. You're here now.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Let me clarify. Let me expand on that. I'm just seeing Elsa skating on a frozen pond. Okay. I told you to tune it down. Okay.
Yeshua, chill.
Okay. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to expand after I breathe.
Oh no.
What?
I didn't see Elsa. I saw Yeshua in like booty shorts with Elsa wig skating and singing. So I'm like, please tune it down. I know it's your party, but please tune it down.
I'm so grateful Yeshua doesn't do that stuff with me, because I think he knows like the Kalima on me is just like, shut up. Like, but yeah, okay. What he means by that is to let go of the concept that there's anything wrong with you because you are still feeling a particular way, grieving a particular thing. There is no space and time. And acknowledge that what you are feeling right now is real and everything is perfect. And that's what he means by let it go. Let go of the idea that there's something wrong with you.
No.
Let go of the idea that there's something wrong with your grief. It's very real. And it's serving you right now. And there's nothing that you need to do about it. Just let it go. It's there. Maybe tomorrow it won't be there. And if it's not there tomorrow, are you going to say, grief, where are you? Where did you go? You were just here yesterday. And now you're not here today. What's going on? Let it go. Be love. Be loving to yourself. And that is all.
Direct statement here. I am Yeshua. You are whole. You are perfect. You are God in a body. There is nothing wrong with grief. Nothing has ever been wrong with you. Nothing has ever required fixing or changing. You are perfect and you are divine. My superpower in my human lifetime was having the audacity to believe that I am God, that I am perfect. I certainly was not perfect by human terms or standards, but I saw the divine in me, God living and dwelling within me. I loved myself radically, wholly, and completely. I loved myself, my humanity, my annoying personality quirks. I loved and accepted every single part of me, of my individuality, as Yeshua ben Joseph. I love myself so radically. And that radical idea that I'm God in a body, that love I held for myself was the love that radiated in my eyes to everyone and everyone else, to everyone I encountered, that they can see that they are perfect and complete, and they're also God. And that is why you still talk of me 2,000 years later. I love you. You are perfect. No matter what painful experiences or difficulties you have experienced, nothing has ever been wrong with you. You are whole, you are complete, you are enlightened, you are ascended. I am offering my hand and my heart to remind you, you have always been God. You have always been perfect. I love you so much. Slowly coming back here.
Take the cap off first and then you drink.
As soon as he gives my body back, yeah. You got to give me a little warning, Yesh. Just going to reboot for a second. Ooh, warrior of courage. How can we heal the fearful inner child?
Kalima doesn't want to. Kalima wants more specific questions. She wants more clarity around the question because this is so broad. This is such a broad question. So lovingly, what specific things are coming up for you that you feel your inner child needs healing from?
Mary Magdalene is jumping in, speaking of the Divine Mother Collective, that so many are feeling their inner child or suffering, remembering suffering they had as small children. And you can play the role of being the Divine Mother to yourself, whether you think of Holy Mother Mary, myself, or many of the Divine Mothers or angels or archetypes. Self-inquiry. It is very helpful to have a journal or to write, what is your child feeling? Why are you experiencing fear or pain? Or to remember yourself as a child. What was your absolute favorite thing? Was it M&Ms or drawing in the color book? Was there something that brought you peace and joy and feelings of happiness as a child? Connecting to the good memories or those things from your childhood can help in broad strokes. What if you are your own mother and your own child? This is something you can explore in meditation. You can visualize yourself as the small child being held in arms of Divine Mother, in arms of Holy Mother Earth or the angels. And Holly said, I feel like my inner child does not feel safe.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when Yeshua wants to remind everyone to be more silly and playful and loving with themselves, then he like brings that through me. And so in response to this question, play with your inner child. What are you doing for yourself to bring you more joy? And this is repetitive from what Yeshua said earlier, but I feel like it needs to be stated again, is what he's saying, that bring out the playfulness. Maybe you need to jump rope. He's showing me you jump roping, hopscotch, things that remind you, things that like lit you up as a little child. Perhaps certain foods, strawberries, he's showing me, just berries and cream, things that will bring you just a little bit amount of pleasure. And it's okay to indulge in these things, especially if you're going through low lows, and it's okay to get some nice treats for yourself to brighten. Yeshua keeps making my dog bark. It's so annoying.
Yeshua, just like eat some ice cream.
Yes.
Everybody, you deserve some ice cream.
Please stop though. That's loud. Monica says, have these feelings. Should I be doing something else in life?
Could you be more specific?
I had to mute my dog. Okay, Kali Ma, do you feel like you should be doing something else in your life? If you have these urges coming up that you should be doing something differently, play with that sense of wonder that's coming up and say to yourself, I wonder what would happen if I did XYZ. I wonder what would happen if I changed a career, changed my day-to-day, or in my daily walks, took a different path. You are absolutely empowered to make these decisions with yourself. And you do not need to come to some perceived higher guidance outside of yourself for permission to take those steps. Clearly, your internal guidance is nudging you to do something. So why not listen to it? Any other questions?
I feel like the topic of the inner child feeling safe and how the theme of how we can make ourselves feel safe is really big in the collective. What I'm being shown is finding things that are blissful, that are happy, whether it's a childhood memory or something you enjoy, or you always used to say to yourself, if I had free time, I'd always wish to learn this or try this new thing or explore it, is to find new ways to be nurturing. And what does it mean to do a loving action for yourself? Or to schedule a loving action for yourself every day, to make yourself the priority, to care for yourself, to nurture yourself, to do something special you enjoy that you look forward to. And then you will feel safe.
Dawn says, I've just conquered a great fear of leaving my job to look after my daughter and do something spiritual in my life path. It's great. Congrats.
Awesome, Dawn.
Yay. I'm so proud of you. So I have to eat something now. Do you have any closing messages? I have one. Yeshua. Remember to be playful and joyful and express yourselves like a child through innocent eyes. And if you're fearful, if you're scared, what would you say to that inner child? How would you comfort him or her? What loving things would you do? Would you give him or her an ice cream cone? Would you allow him or her to watch a fun movie? Would you cuddle up under some blankets? What comfort are you giving yourselves today? I want you to feel the joy and laughter. It is okay to feel joyful. It is okay to laugh again. Give yourselves permission for that. While the world may be crying, we can also acknowledge that happiness and love is still here. We have not sucked that out of us. and Kali Ma. Kali Ma says, we are not void of happiness and laughter. And the earth may seem like it's bleeding, but we still have hearts, beating hearts. And we can still feel the pain and both the joy. She's holding it up. And you may feel like a yo-yo, but there will be an equilibrium. And listen to the guidance that we've said earlier in this channeling. For there are moments for you to grieve and cry when you feel like it. But don't forget the joy. Don't forget to look at the sun and accept the sun's rays within you to get re-energized again. Because we have work to do. And what is that work? Number one, taking care of yourselves and realizing that we are not this world. We are unique individuals, and we do not need to hang on to the fear grids because it's not helping us. What is helping us? Returning to love. What can I do that is loving for me right now? Do I need to disconnect? Do I need to turn my phone off for a day and just tap back into myself? Have a love day for myself and not talk to anyone? Perhaps that's what you need to do. So show yourselves some love. Acknowledge everything you're feeling. Take a break if you need to. And Yeshua is showing me the Joker face. Why so serious? That is all.
Yes.
Be the light that you want in your lives. No one is here to save us but ourselves. An alien spacecraft is not going to fly down today. Maybe in the future. But, we're not living in the future. We're living in the now. An alien spacecraft is not coming down today to save us from humanity. We are our own saviors. And sometimes we need to pull ourselves out of the funk.
Yes. And Mary Magdalene, she's sharing, you are the only person who can fully love yourself the way you need to be loved, to nurture yourself, to provide those things only you can do for yourself. Do not focus on the fear grids, on the mess of the world. If there is a mess in your own kitchen, if you're feeling that you do not wish to be where you are now, learn what actions are loving to yourselves. You are not being punished. You are not stuck in endless shadow work of diving into pain 24/7. Allow yourself to play, to find joy and pleasure. Remind yourselves of what's enjoyable being human, of what you love, of what you enjoy, of what feels good. To reclaim being here is a joyful experience. To have your boundaries without shaming yourself. No one needs saved or healed or fixed. You can turn your phone off. You may disconnect from media. You may tell everyone that you need a day as time to love yourself without holding others, without fear or guilt or judgment. You are your own best guide of what you need. If there was a 3-year-old who was scared, how would you treat them? Would you give them a coloring book or a funny movie to watch, or ice cream, or cook them their favorite spaghetti dinner, or let them have chicken nuggets and mac and cheese? What will you do for yourself? How do you show up for yourself? There is loving yourself and there is being in love with yourself. This is the biggest opportunity on the planet, to learn how to fully love yourself, to nurture yourself, to be the love that you are, to the self first and foremost. I am Miriam, And I love you.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. I missed you guys, and I'm sure I'll be live again soon. You can find Elizabeth Divine Creatrix on YouTube.
Yes, right? YouTube Divine Creatrix, and also on Patreon.
And you do private sessions as well?
Yes, I do.
Yep. And you can find me here on this YouTube, Alanna Heavenly. I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Alanna Heavenly as well. And I do private sessions, Akashic Records readings, and soul essence channelings. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful evening or morning, wherever you are.
And thank you, Monica. This has been so fun. We're enjoying our spontaneous collaborations, and maybe we'll plan more next time, but this has
maybe not.
maybe not. It's fun and magical. We love you all so much, and happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter. Yes. Thank you guys.